Alright, so I am back, and today, first off, apologies, I missed my rant of the week responses yesterday like I normally do, because I was just, work was crazy busy. I got called in at 1 o'clock in the morning and was there till about 6:30 in the afternoon, so when I got home, I was like, nope, not doing anything, I'm just gonna go right to bed. So this is going over the my top 10 worst figures of 2015. Again, those were my opinions, not everyone's voted worst figures or anything, just my thoughts. Alright, so, Agile More. I agree with your list, but I have transformed Apollyon dozens of times with no problems. I have a second run, but I have never attached the mace. Some people have had really good luck with Apollyon. I've heard that and I've seen that, where people are saying that it's fine. Other people are saying it completely falls apart. As you can see, when I did the review on mine, I put the mace in, and that's all it took. That panel just to move for the hands, which you have to move for transformation anyway, wouldn't go back together right. And that was just one single panel. So I don't think I had a very good one. Now, maybe there was something different, because I know I had the first edition, not second edition. So that could be it too. Maybe second edition had a little bit more finer tuning. But who knows? Maybe I'll pick up another one and just see. But I don't know. That's $160 something I don't have. So anyway, Mega and Antonio asked, just asking, but do you read comments? And because I saw this one pop up, I did respond to him. I try to reply to all the comments I can. Work gets in the way. Well, this gets in the way with work more than anything else. So I try to respond as much as possible. When I'm at home, I'm usually doing reviews or spending time with my dog. When I'm at work, I'm working. Sometimes I'll have some free time at work, and I'll respond to as many comments as I can. The rants of the week, though, I always wait until the end. Aside from my Star Wars rant, the spoiler one, somebody was trolling me on there, so I figured I was going to respond to him, and then I was like, you know what, I'll just respond to everybody, so I don't think I'll do a video on that. Anyway, Jeff Perrin says, not much of a bad figure list that I can put together. Generations Jetfired, worried for paint chipping on weapons. I think he was 2014, so I don't think he counts. But yes, I agree that the chrome on it on the paint definitely, a lot of people were saying it was chipping and flaking off. MMC Cyclops, that was an old figure, but yeah, he is one of those few figures that scared me to transform, and as careful as I was, still broke one tiny tab you'd never see, but I know it's there. KFC hands for Nemesis MP Prime. The ball joints need some polish to tighten them up. Not bad figures, just worrisome things. So you didn't have that bad of a year when it comes to figures, because some of us did. Some figures. Sammy Turnage says, top 10 worst Transformers this year. 10, Combiner Wars Optimus Prime looks terrible. And is the same truck as Motormaster. They were totally different, other than both were flat-nosed trucks. Those cabs were totally different. Number 9, Combiner Wars Motormaster. His combined form was terrible without Perfect Effect upgrade kits. It's still not that good with them, because it's stuck in that A stance, and the shoulders still aren't locked into place. That was my biggest gripe on the figure. It's like, yeah, he didn't look very good to begin with, but he didn't function as a combiner because the shoulders didn't lock into place. And they didn't fix that with the Takara the Takara version or with the Perfect Effect upgrade kits. I think there's somebody, the guy that did the antenna for um, Silverbolt. I think he did a shoulder lock that was actually pretty clever, but I never got to pick it up because every time I went to his website it was sold out. So number 8, he says perfect effect Leo Prime looks good in robot mode. That's it. I'm afraid to transform a transformer, which is really sad because he was the one that won that contest that I did for that figure. So he didn't even spend money on it, and he's still afraid of messing with it. It's sad. Number 7, Combined War Scrapper, no elbows. This transformer relies on upgrade kit to be good. Combined Wars Mixmaster, I never seen a mixing truck like that. I've seen them with the barrels on the front like that. Although there's not, I don't see them often. Most of the time it's the regular old mixer trucks. I know I've seen them. I don't know if I've seen them in person, to be honest. Anyway, number 5, Combined Wars Alpha Bravo. He's not part of Superion. I never could find Slingshot. The Alpha Bravo figure, I mean, I liked the figure. I thought the figure was pretty good, actually. Same with Off-Road. But the problem is that they weren't part of the teams. I think Off-Road was an awesome figure, to be completely honest. Number 4, Off-Road. Again, he's not part of the Stunticons. Thanks to John, I got Wild Rider. I did have an extra Wild Rider I sent him. Number 3, Toy World's Hegemon. Looks great as Megatron, but transformation is bitch. Number 2, Columbio, very loose joints. And number 1, Hot Spot, hollow as shit. There are probably less plastic than a deluxe Transformer. And he's one of my favorite characters, but the toy sucks. A shame Combined Wars had a lot of potential. Let's see here. David Aguro. I saw the review on Leo Prime, and the viewer was having difficulty with it and its die-cast parts. I simply stayed away from it. Sad thing, I asked the reviewer if the figure had issues, and he said no. That sounds like an optobotomist type deal. Although I don't think he reviewed it because he doesn't do third party. Apparently he doesn't want to. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Jay Black says, I love your videos as well, as you very well know. Keep it up. We have different opinions on Transformers sometimes, as you can see in my videos. I focus mostly on display, and I'm fine with not transforming the figures sometimes. That's why I got the Kronos from you and absolutely love him. I've never transformed him, by the way. I wouldn't either. I was tempted to try, but I was like, I've never he looks so good on his own. He did look like a good figure. That's all I need from him. Same thing with Apollyon. He looks 100% perfect visually. But yes, I've never transformed him either. Good thing he comes in robot mode. I can absolutely understand and agree when you say that a figure is shitty because you can't transform him. After all, it is a transformer. But for me, as long as it looks 100%, I'm happy usually. See, I know you said we have different opinion. I think they need to be able to transform. Whether or not we all transform them is a different matter. But like, take DX9 Galvatron, for example. Awesome figure. Transformation is a bear, but it's possible. And once it's done, it looks good. Same thing with the Make Toys Reflector. Although their camera mode isn't the greatest. You know, they can be a bear to transform, but they can be transformed multiple times, without any damage. Now, like Apollyon's like, okay, you transform him and you might be breaking him. So it's like, yeah. Anyway. But there are two things I can't agree with you on. One, the Bad Cube Collectors Insecticons are amazing in my opinion. So well built, in fact, I would compare them to Make Toys Gundog. And that's saying a lot. I don't know if you got a shit batch or something, but the ones I have, BBTS, are rock fucking solid. Heavy, perfectly balanced, perfect paint. So I wonder if we got different batches. I got one of mine from TF Source. It was one of my last orders from them before I gave up on them. And then I got the other two from Chosen Prime at TF Con. I don't know what it was. I don't. For me, I don't think that company is ready for diecast. Now, don't get me wrong. The value pack bugs are awesome. I love these guys. If it wasn't for Fans Toys, I'd probably have a few sets of those guys sitting on my shelf right now. So I don't know. MP Scourge, two MP Scourge. I agree the feet are shit, but everything else on him is smooth, accurate, and beautiful. I personally would not mention either one of those on a top 10 worst video. Just my opinion. Please do a collection video. I'm planning on doing a collection video, but you can kind of. There's my cons. There's my bots. Yeah, I'm still rebuilding. As far as Scourge goes, the feet were such a pain for me, and that's why I put them on the list. But also the paint. The fact that the paint was just chipping off and scraping off. I mean, I twisted one of those legs, and it just smeared right off, and it was just kind of like unacceptable. Now, if they do like a second edition where the paint is solid, there's a good chance I'd actually pick them up. It's like I could deal with the feet. It's a pain in the ass, but whatever. But that with the paint issues, that's quality control. Makes it not one of my favorite figures of the year. Now, keep in mind, there were a lot of really good figures, and I was really trying not to put a bunch of Combiner Wars stuff on my top 10 worst list. Just because, I could fill the whole list with nothing but Combiner Wars. So taking those guys out of account, aside from a couple sets, I was really kind of hard pressed to actually think of 10 figures that came out in 2015 that I really hated, and that's why he got put on the list. So anyway. So it's like even some of those on the list, they're not that bad. But anyway, eyes covered. I've transformed Apollyon a few times just fine. He's a decent figure, but I will trade to Make Toys if it winds up being an easier transformation. Hopefully Make Toys doesn't pull a Make Toys and make it overly complicated like they did the Computron. Matthias Morkabis says, worst figure of the year for me, Hasbro's Transformers Combiner Wars Scattershot. You had to buy them both along with Onslaught, but a really good deal. Third party wise, I don't know. I will complete the Planet X and G Creation Dinobots. I've yet to have a really bad figure from either one. They're for them. That one, the Stegosaurus one. His fins kept breaking on me, or his tail kept breaking on me, so I didn't like that. But overall, the ones I had were pretty good. Joshua Slosher, Bold Form made Lone Wolf. Because in the video I couldn't remember who made Lone Wolf. So Bold Forms is my new hate company. Nick Sandwich Games says, agreed on nearly every single one of these, especially Apollyon. That figure was in the realm of cock tease due to how great the bot mode looked and how great the gun mode looked. But you can only have it in bot or gun mode once if you are lucky. My top 10 would most likely be, which are all figures I got this year as well. 10, Combiner Wars, Mortal Masters, and Prime. 9, Make Toys Green Giant. I love Giant, but as you can see from my reviews that I've been doing of them lately with the yellow one, the individual bots are really dated. 8, MMC Senecus. I like that figure. I did. But you know, it has to be that certain niche, I think. 7 Combiner Wars Optimus Maximus. Wait, God, that thing was trash. Planet X Snarl, Planet X Sludge for 6 and 5. 4 Generations Jetfire. 3 Generations Windblade, which was on my list for last year. 2 Microblaze Onslaught, and 1 Perfect Effect Leonidas. Earl Hewitt? Wait, I like Generation Jetfire. What's wrong with him? The chrome paint is what was wrong with him. Joshua Slosher says, I thought it would be Combiner Wars Devastator because the individual bots and the lack of paint and articulation, but Minosaur stinks. Yeah, Minosaur, it was the worst one. You guys are going to be surprised on some things on my top 10 list tomorrow. Kiwi KJ, I thought Motor Master Optimus Prime were way too flat looking, yes. Like, holy crap. And I agree with the whole Minosaur thing. The whole thing together looks nothing like it should, honestly. Although I do like Apollyon's overall aesthetics, like it's very accurate to G1 Megatron, more so than official MP version. The same thing with the Scorch. I can't remember the actual name. I don't know either. They both look properly accurate to the G1 counterparts. X-Transbots does an excellent job of rendering these figures. They make them look good, but they don't make them to transform. So, Real Kiv 3 says, I had a pretty good year. I'm not really able to make lists, but I can say out of the 2015 lineup, I regret picking up a handful of RID 2015 that I did. Also, Combiner Wars Ironhide. I bought all 4, but Ironhide stung the most for me. Yeah. Walking Deadpool 78, the little troll that was on the other video. Perfect Effect Leo Prime is awesome. Yes, you have to be careful, but I have 0 problems with mine. Well, you're one of the very few, and go screw yourself. Alex Dalton says, hey, John, I've got good news. It's been confirmed that we will still be getting Combiner Wars, Combiners through Titan Wars. That means we might get the Beast Combiners and the rest of Computron. I think we definitely will be getting the rest of Computron because one of the BotCon figures, I think it was the Ramhorn one, is an alternate version of the Brawl with a drill for the nose cone. So I think we'll be seeing that repainted as nose cone. So that I think that's what we'll get. At least I hope. I mean, why would you do that retooling just for BotCon? Casey Regent says, weird. I transformed Apollyon several times. I never really had a problem. Didn't know about the disclaimer that is kind of crap. Still, Apollyon looks amazing and poses amazingly, and is still easier to transform than NP05. I've never had NP05, so I can't judge there. But and like I said, I mean, I saw so many people afraid of transforming Apollyon. I never touched it. I never wanted to do that. Joshua Slosher says, I hate Combiner Wars Blast Off. Some things shouldn't never change, like recall Wave 1 Combiner Wars, how they made Dragstrip an aerial bot. Dragstrip wasn't an aerial bot for Wave 1, I don't think. No, I know he wasn't. He was just in Wave 1 because they were originally going to split up the waves. But then when Wave 3 happened, they're just like, okay, we're going to just do the whole set at once. So Dragstrip was just in Wave 1. Also because one of the aerial bots, Skyfire and Air Raid, share the same mold with heavy retooling. So they probably couldn't do the same mold twice in one wave. They had to wait. So I think that's what was going on there. That was the dumbest idea ever. Blast Off is a shuttle. I don't give a rat's rear end if you have to make a new mold to do that. for me, and I'm not saying you're wrong. For me, I actually think a jet is a better idea for blast off than a space shuttle, just because of the fact that we're talking military vehicles. Space shuttle doesn't quite fit into a military aesthetics as well as like a fighter jet would have. So I'm okay with it, but they definitely needed to give them a new head. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, this was a great idea. Let's do it." I mean, ideally, we would get everything in the original form that they were supposed to be. But you know, if I had to pick in between that or like Groove getting turned into Rook, I'd pick that as a better idea. Anyway, next, Scattershot and Cyclonus need their own wave. Yeah. Betatron, are you kidding me, Hasbro? You stink. Cyclonus, Hasbro, take notes from Takara, if you know what I mean. Continuing on, Groove, release the Groove. Hasbro, if you value your company being open, release him. Because if you don't, we will buy the Takara. Continue on furthermore, Mixmaster and Shockwave. Shockwave deserves a Voyager. Yes, he does. I've been saying that for years. We need a Voyager scale Shockwave. G1 aesthetic Voyager Shockwave. I mean, seriously, not Legends, not Deluxe, not Leader class. You know, let's just do a Voyager G1 style. But I do enjoy the gun. Mixmaster Takara gets a little slap on the wrist because they at least had the accurate paint job for the rear of the vehicle. But Hasbro totally failed. Yes, they did. that thing sucked. Finally, Hasbro or Takara, please give us a spaceship blast off. Yes, I mean, you know, I've been kind of... I don't think we're going to get one. I don't. Because they've already shown their promo images of the G2 version, and it's got the jet. It doesn't have blast off as a space shuttle. With the other G2 sets they have announced, being Minosaur and Superion, they have the correct members in it, in the G2 colors. So I don't think we're going to get space shuttle. Otherwise they would hold off and wait till the space shuttle to make it exclusive and make it worthwhile buying. So I don't think we're going to see that, and I doubt we'll see Groove in a G2 Defensor, if we even see a Defensor. Impossible Pie says, I don't have a 10 worst because I don't own any of the Combiner Wars Transformers except Devastator and Megatron Original. But I agree with them being crap. These are made for kids, not for adults, but that doesn't mean they had to be crap. Exactly. I mean, Optibotimus will always point out, and I'm not calling him out on this. He just makes a point of this, of saying that these are children's toys and such. But at the end of the day, you look at the children's toys of the past. You know, the G1 Transformers. Those things were children's toys then, and they had die-cast solid plastic, and they looked okay. They had issues, don't get me wrong. And then moving on, we had Beast Wars. Like, again, they had good detail. They had, well, most of them had good detail. Some of them were kind of plain, but they worked hard at being good figures that you could collect. You know, the only figures that are truly masterpiece for adults only have been masterpiece figures. Everything else has been for kids, but it's only recently that they've decided that, oh, we're going to make these children toys super simple and not paint anything and make them just shit. So that's something new. Like, take Universe 2.0 Cyclonus. When he was released, that thing was like, everybody loved him. Nowadays, to think something like that can come out of a Combiner Wars line is ridiculous, because they're for kids. And it's like, no. He was for a kid too. He was released in the same somewhat way, or line. So I don't Mander Meh says all the repaints for For wave 4, just annoyed me to no end. That was it. So yeah. Again, apologies for missing a day. Tomorrow I'll get my top 10 list up and we'll go from there. Alright.